Hello everyone, you are welcome to Mathematics Tour. In this video, I will solve the whole 10 questions in paper 4. If you are seeing this channel for the first time, please kindly subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell to receive notification anytime I upload new videos. You can also share it with your friends. Now, let's jump into the 10 questions. This is the first question. The diagram shows an isosceles triangle with the base extended. Find the value of x. Since we know that this is an isosceles triangle, then this angle and this angle will be equal. So I can put y here and y here. So we know that sum of angles in a triangle add up to 180 degrees. So I can easily say y add 42 degrees. That is equals to what? 180 degrees. So this and this add up to 2y plus 42 degrees equals to 180 degrees. So let's collect the exact times. So I have 2y to be equals to 180 degrees minus 42 degrees. So that will be 2y is equals to 138. If you divide both sides by 2, so you have y to be equals to 138 over 2. And the value of y will be equals to 69. So the value of y here is 69. So this place is 69. This angle is also 69. So we know that angles 69 degrees, this one, and angle x degree add up to 180 degrees because they are angles on a straight line. So 69 degrees add x will be equals to 180 degrees. So x will be equals to 180 degrees minus 69 degrees, and x will be equals to 111 degrees. So another option is to say that this angle y here and this 42 add up to x, that is the exterior angle, add up to these two opposite interior angles. So we can say x degree is equals to 42 degrees add 69 degrees. So this will also give us 111 degrees. So that is another option to find the value of x. So this is the B part. The diagram shows 3 lines meeting at a point. So we know that angles at a point or angles around a point add up to 360 degrees. So the total angle here is 360 degrees. The ratio AB to C, the ratio A to B to C is equals to 3 to 4 to 5. Find the value of C. So we can say A ratio B ratio C. Then we have 3 to 4 to 5. Then we know that the total ratio will be 3 add 4, 7. 7 add 5, that will be 12. And the total angle is 360 degrees. So how many lots of 12 we are going to see in 360 degrees? So if you divide this, we are going to have 30. So you get 30. So that means to know the value of each of these angles, so you multiply by 30. So this by 30 and this by 30. So we want to find the value of C. So we need to do 5 times 30. That will be 150 degrees. So that will be the value of C. So 150 degrees. So let's scroll down for part C. A regular pentagon has an exterior angle D. A regular hexagon has an interior angle H. Find the fraction D out of H. Give your answer in its simplest form. So let's represent one interior angle and one exterior from each of the regular polygons. So this will be the interior angle and this will be the exterior angle. So we know that the exterior angle of this pentagon is D. So what we need to do is to find the value of an interior angle. They both add up to 180 degrees. So what we need to do is to find the total number of what we need to do is to find the sum of angles in a regular pentagon and divide it into 5 to get the value of one interior angle. We know that the sum of interior angles of any polygon is given as n minus 2 into 180 degrees. Then we can say that for pentagon n equals to 5, so we're going to have s to be equals to 3 times 180 degrees. So the sum of the interior angles will be 540 degrees. Since we have a regular pentagon, that means the interior angles are equal. So we can divide 540 by 5. So if we do 540 by 5, so this will give us 108 degrees. So that means this interior angle here is 108 degrees. Then we can now subtract 180. We can now subtract 108 degree from 180 degrees to get the value of D. So if we do that, the value of D will be equals to 72 degrees. That is, D is equals to 180 degrees minus 108 degrees. So that will give us 72 degrees. So we need to do the same thing for the regular hexagon. So if you draw it like this, so we have the interior angle, one of the interior angles here, and then this will be the value of, and this will be angle H. So we need to find the sum of interior angles in hexagon. So that will be S equals to n minus 2 into 180 degrees. But we know that n is equals to 6. That will be 6 minus 2, 4. So that will be 4 times 180 degrees. So if you do this, we're going to get 720 degrees. That will be the sum of the interior angles in a regular hexagon. So since we have a regular hexagon, that means all the sides are equal, and then the angles are also equal. So we can divide 720 by 6 to get the value of one interior angle. So if you do that, that will give us 120 degrees. So that means one interior angle of a regular hexagon is 120 degrees. We know that these two angles H and 120 degrees add up to 180 degrees because they are angles on a straight line. So I can say H is equals to 180 degrees subtract 120 degrees. So H will be equals to 60 degrees. So we are asked to find the fraction D over H. So the fraction D over H will be 72 degrees out of 60 degrees. And we are asked to give the answer in its simplest form. So if you reduce this, this will give you 6 out of 5, then which is the same thing as 101 out of 5. So I can write 6 out of 5 or 1 out of 5, 101 out of 5. So let's go to the next question. That will be part D. Show that PQRS is a cyclic quadrilateral. So for this to be a cyclic quadrilateral, so these two angles must add up to 180 degrees. So that is one of the properties of a cyclic quadrilateral. Opposite interior angles are supplementary, that is, they add up to 180 degrees. So we can firstly find the value of x and proceed as said earlier. So we know that the total, this is a quadrilateral. The sum of angles here is 360 degrees. Okay, so that is one approach. Or you can quickly find the value of x by adding two opposite interior angles together because they add up to 180 degrees. So you can use any of the two approaches. So for me, I will add these two together. That is, I know that x degree add 3x minus 40 degrees is equals to 180 degrees. So this and this add up to 4x, then equals to 180 degrees, then minus 40 degrees goes to the right hand side and becomes plus 40 degrees. So our 4x is equals to 220 degrees. So if you divide both sides by 4, so x is equals to 55 degrees. So you can use anyone to do that. Okay, so the value of x is 55 degrees. If you like, you can also use 2x minus 5 add x plus 20 equals to 180 degrees. You still get the same value as 55. So the value of x will still be 55 degrees. Okay, now that we know the value of x, so let's see if these two angles, so if this is a cyclic quadrilateral, just like as I said earlier. So x degree plus 3x minus 40 degrees, okay, so must be equals to 180 degrees. So let's confirm that. So the value of x is 55, so this will be 55 add 3x minus 40, so that will be equals to what? Let's see. So we have, that will be 55, okay, then plus 3 into value of x, which is 55, then minus 40. So this is this angle like this. So we're going to have 55, then plus, so if you expand this, 3 multiplied by 55, so that would be 165, then minus 40. So if you take your calculator, you see that this will add up to 180 degrees. So that means this angle and this angle add up to 180 degrees. So we can equally do for the other two, that is 2x minus 5 add x plus 20 degrees. So we should get 180 degrees as well. So let's quickly do that here. So we can say 2x, that's for the second pair, minus 5, okay, add x plus 20. So this one should be equals to what? 180 degrees as well. So we have 2 into 55, then minus 5 plus x is 55, then plus 20. So if you expand this, so this will give us 110 minus 5 add 55, then add 20. So if you do this one as well, you see that you have 180 degrees. So this has been shown, okay, because we have shown that the opposite angles add up to 100. So this has been shown because we are able to show that the opposite interior angles add up to 180 degrees. So we can go to the next question, that is part E here. The diagram shows a circle of radius 9 centimeters, center O. The minor sector AOB with sector angle 50 degrees is removed from the circle. Calculate the length of the major arc AB. So if that is removed, so we will be left with something like this. So let me have the rough sketch here, something like this. So the angle that will be here now will be 360 degrees minus 50. So that will be 310, and the radius remains 9 centimeters. Okay, so for us to calculate the length of the major arc, so the length of the major arc is given as L equals to theta over 360 times 2 pi r. So now I can now substitute the values. I know that theta, so I know that theta is equals to 310 degrees and the radius is equals to 9 centimeters. So if I key in the values here, then the length of the major arc AB will be 310 degrees over 360 degrees times 2 times 3.14, that's the value of pi, 3.14, then times 9. So if you take your calculator and do this, so you should get the answer straight away, and that will be 48.67. so you get 48.67 centimeters. So that will be the value of the length of the major arc AB. So let's go to the next question. That will be question 2A. Anil changes $830 into euros when the exchange rate is 1 euro is equals to $1.16. Then he spends 500 euros. He then changes the remaining money back into dollars at the same exchange rate. So work out how much in dollars Anil receives. So firstly, let's write euro ratio dollar. Then we know that 1 euro is equivalent to $1.16. Then we want to get the equivalent of $830. So we'll say what was multiplied by 1.16 to get 830. So to do this, you can easily say 830 divided by 1.16, and if you press your calculator, this will give you 715.52. Then that means 1.16 was multiplied by 715.52 to get $830. So we need to do the same thing by this side, that is times 715.52. So that will give us 715.52 here. So that means the equivalent of $830 is 715.52 euros. So he spends 500 euros. So that means he should have 715.52 minus 500 euros left, and this will give us 215.52. so that is what he has left, and we are asked to change the remaining money back into dollars at the same exchange rate. So these 215.52 euros, we need to convert it back to dollars. So that is what we need to do. Let me put the euro sign there. So that means we need to make use of the same exchange rate. So we still have euro ratio dollar here, that is 1 to 1.16. so we have 215.52 euros now. So of course we know that when you multiply, so when you multiply 1 by 215.52, that gives this. Then we need to do the same thing here, times 215.52. so if you do this, this will give you $250. So let's scroll down for the B part. In 2021, Anil earns $37,000. He spends $12,400 on bills in 2021. Calculate the percentage of his earnings he spends on bills. So the percentage of his earning he spends on bill will be the amount he spends on the bill, that is 12,400 over his earnings, that will be 37,000, then times 100%. Okay, so if you do this, you will get 33.5%. so let's scroll down for the Roman figure 2. His earnings of 37,000 increased by 3.2% in 2022. Calculate his earnings in 2022. So at 100%, he has $37,000. So when there is an increase of 3.2, so that would be 100 plus 3.2, so that will be well, that will be 103.2% will give X dollars. So we need to get this. So if you cross multiply like this, so you have 100 times X equals to 3700 times 103.2. So if you now divide by 100 like this, so then the X will be equals to 38,184 dollars. So that means his earnings in 2022 is $38,184. So let's go to the next question. That will be C Roman figure 1. So Anil invests $3,500 in an account that pays a rate of 2.4% per year compound interest. So calculate the total interest earned at the end of 5 years. So here we have the principal to be equals to $3,500. Then we have the rate to be equals to 2.4%. So which is the same thing as 0.024. Then we have the time t to be equals to 5 years, okay, and then n, the number of times the interest is paid per year, so it is once in a year. Then we want to find I, that's the interest, so that's what we want to calculate. So to do this, we need to firstly calculate the amount, because there is a relationship between amount and the interest. So we know that amount is equals to principal plus the interest. So we need to calculate the amount. So to calculate the amount, so we can easily say A is equals to P into bracket 1 plus R over N to the power of T times N. So if you key in the values here, so amount will be equals to 3,500 into 1 plus 0.024 over 1, which is the same thing as this, then to the power of 5 times 1, which is the same thing as 5. So if you key in this into your calculator, so you should get the value of the amount to be equals to 3940.65 dollars. So that will be your amount. So from here, it is easy for you to calculate the interest. So we already have amount to be equals to principal plus interest. So let's key in the values there. The amount is 3940.65. So then equals to the principal, that is 3500, then plus the interest. So you need to do this. This will be 3940.65 subtract 3500. So that will be your interest. So if you take your calculator, so this should give you 440.65. So that means you're going to have $440.65 as the interest. So let's scroll down for the Roman figure 2. Find the number of complete years before Anil has at least $5,000 in his account. So to do this, we still make use of the same formula. So A is equals to P into 1 plus R over N into T times N. Okay, so in this case, we know that the amount is equals to $5,000. Then already we know that the rate is equals to 0.024. Then N is equals to 1. Then T is what we want to find, and the principal remains $3,500. So if you key in these values into the formula here, so we have 500, sorry, we have 5,000 to be equals to $3,500 500 into 1 plus 0.024 over 1 raised to t times 1 t. So this will be 5,000 equals to 3,500 into 1.024 to the power of t. So if you divide both sides by 3,500, 3,500, so this will go, and this will surely give us 1.43 to be equals to 1.024 to the power of t. So we need to take logarithm of both sides. So this will be log 1.43 to be equals to logarithm into 1.024 into t. So this t can now come down here. So this t can now come down here. So we're going to get, so let's scroll down a little bit. So this will give us logarithm of 1.43, so to be equals to t logarithm into 1.024. So now we can now divide both sides by logarithm of 1.024. So the same thing here, logarithm of 1.024. So this will cancel out this. So you can take your calculator and press this directly. So this will give you approximately 15.1. So that means the complete year, the number of complete year will be 15 years. So that will be the solution to that question. Then we need to go to the next question. That will be question 3. So the diagram shows a right angle triangle ABC. So the area of the triangle is 60 centimeters squared. Show that 2x squared plus 11x minus 105 equals to 0. So to do this, we need to make use of the area of a triangle. So already we know that the area of a triangle is given as the base times height divided by 2. So for this, we know that this is the base, 2x plus 5, and the height is x plus 3, and the area is given as 60. So let's key in the values. So you have 60 to be equals to the base, that is 2x plus 5, then into the height, x plus 3, then divided by 2. So if you cross multiply, you have 60 by 2 to be equals to 2x plus 5 into x plus 3. So 120. So if you expand this bracket, you get 2x squared plus 11x plus 15. So that's what you will get. So we can now have, let's collect the like times. You have 2x squared plus 11x plus 15 minus 120 to be equals to 0. And finally, we have 2x squared plus 11x then minus 105 to be equals to 0. So we have shown that. Then the Roman figure 2, we are asked to solve by factorization. So to do this, you need to find, if you multiply 2 by 105, so this will give us 210. So we need to find the factors of 210 such a way that you can add the pair to get 11x. So this will be 21 times 10. Okay, so that's 21 and 10. Okay, so if you say 21x minus 10x, that will give you 11x here. So that means you can use this. This will be 2x squared plus 21x minus 10x then minus 105 equals to 0. So if you factor out this, you're going to have 2x into x minus 5 then plus 2 into So we can rearrange this so that 2 and 10, we can rearrange this so that 2x squared and negative 10x will be together, because 2 can go in 2, and then 21x and then negative 105 will be together. So this will be 2x squared, then minus 10x, then plus 21x minus 105 equals to 0. So 2 can go, 2x can go here, so you have 2x into x, then minus 5, then 21 can go in 21x and then 105, so I'll say plus 21 into x minus 5. So 21 goes in 105 5 times equals to 0. Then I can now pick these 2x, then add 21, okay, into bracket x minus 5 to be equals to 0. So that implies that 2x plus 21 is equals to 0, or x minus 5 equals to 0. So if you solve 2x plus 21 equals to 0, that will give you x equals to minus 10.5, and this will give you x equals to 5. So that means x equals to minus 10.5 and then x equals to 5. So let's scroll down. Problem figure 3, we are asked to calculate angle ACB. So let me draw the triangle again. So you have something like this. So if you key in the value of x, so the base will be 15 centimeters and the height will be 8 centimeters. So we have to, let me label this as A, B, and C as given from the diagram up here. So that's the diagram A, B, and C in that order. So we need to find this angle. This is angle ACB, and we can put theta here. So we have opposite against adjacent, that is tan. So we can say tan theta is equals to 15 over 8. So you can have this, that will be tan theta equals to, if you divide 15 by 8, you get 1.875. Then if you take tan inverse of both sides, so theta will be equals to tan inverse of 1.875, and from your calculator this will give you 61.9 degrees. So that is the value, 61.9 degrees. So that will be the value of angle ACB. So we need to go to the next question. Find the size of the smallest angle of triangle DEF. So it will be, let's find this angle here. So to know the smallest angle among these three angles. So to do that, we know that these three angles add up to 180 degrees, that is 61.9 degrees, 90 degrees, and this angle here. Okay, so we can easily say 180 minus 90 degrees minus 61.9 degrees, so that will give us 28.1. So alternatively, since we know that this angle here is already 90 degrees, so these other two angles add up to 90 degrees because they are complementary angles. So we can as well say 90 minus 61.9 degrees, so that will still give us 28.1 degrees. So if you look at the three angles, you see that the smallest angle is 28.1 degrees. So the B part, we have to find the length of the shortest side of the triangle DEF. Okay, so I'll need to draw the two triangles here again. Of course, the shortest side will be between DE and DF, as FE is the hypotenuse or EF is the hypotenuse. Okay, and it's always the longest side. So we need to find DF and then DE to know the shorter one between them, and that will be the shortest among the three. So we can, and we already know that the area of triangle ABC is given as 67 centimeters squared, and the area of this one is given as 93.75 centimeters squared. So we can use the ratio of their areas and corresponding sides to get the unknown sides in triangle DEF. So the first one I'll do, I will say the area of triangle ABC, that is 60 over the area of triangle DEF, that is 93.75, is equals to, so I want to calculate DF first, so I will use corresponding sides. So it will be equals to AC squared over DF squared. Okay, so that is what I will do. And AC squared, let me key in the value straight away here. So it will be 8 squared. So now if you cross multiply and solve for DF, so DF will be equals to square root of 8 squared multiplied by 93.75, so over 60, so over 60. So if you do this, so you get the value of DF to be equals to 10 centimeters. So that means DF will be 10 centimeters here. Then I can use the same approach to get the value of DE. So I can say the area of the triangle ABC over the area of triangle DEF, 93.75. So it will be equals to, now I want to get DE now, so I can use corresponding side AB to be 15 squared over DE squared. Okay, so if you cross multiply as well, so we're going to have DE to be equals to square root. I'm trying to save time, so that's why I'm not showing all the workings here. So you can cross multiply, then now take square root of both sides, and you will get here. So it will be 15 squared, so multiply by 93.75, then divided by 60. So if you do this, you get the value of DF to be equals to 18.75 centimeters. So that will be the value of DE. So if you compare the two now, you see that DF is the smaller one between DF and DE. So the length of the shortest side of triangle DEF will surely be this. So that is 10 centimeters. So you don't need to find FE at all because it is the longest side. It is the hypotenuse, so it's the longest side. So let's go to the next question. That will be question 4. So the table shows information about the height of 80 children. So given as this, Roman figure 1, write down the interval containing the median. So since we have 80, the position will be 80 divided by 2. That will be the 40th value. So to get the 40th value now, so 2 add 13, that will be 15. 15 add 24, that will be 39. So the 40th position will be here. So it will be 1.65, then 1.8. So this is the median class. So calculate an estimate of the mean height. So to do this, we need to do little adjustments to the table. So firstly, we need to get the value of x. So that x will be the average of the class interval. Then we have the frequency. Then we're going to get the product of x and f, that is fx. Okay, so this is what we need to do. Then if you scroll up now, so you need to add the lower and the upper class interval together and divide by 2. That is 1.2 add 1.4 divided by 2, and you do that for the remaining intervals. So if you do that, so this will be the value of your x. You're going to have 1.3, and the frequency remains 2. Then this will be 1.45. The frequency is 13. Then you have 1.58, then you have 1.73, so you have 1.85. So you have the frequencies to be 24, 32, and 9 as given. So of course you know that this will add up to 80. Then you need to multiply f by x, 1.3 by 2. Okay, you're going to have 2.6, 18.85, then 37.92, then 55.36, then you have 16.65. So if you add this last column together, you're going to have 131.38. So the formula for the mean is given as summation fx over what? Summation f, and summation fx is the total of this. Okay, that will be 131.38 over 80. So if you do this, you get the mean to be 1.64. So you have 1.64. That is the mean. So let's scroll down to the B part. One of these children is chosen at random. Calculate the probability that they have a height of 1.4 meter or less. So what you need to do, let's see, 1.4 meters or less. So it will be how many children? So it will be 2. So out of 80, so the probability, okay, will be equals to 2 out of 80. So that is 1 out of 40. So we have 1 out of 40 here. Then let's scroll down for the Roman figure 2. Two of these children are chosen at random. Calculate the probability that both children are taller than 1.5 meter, but only one of them is taller than 1.8. Okay, so let's see the range. So if you come to the range here, you see that we are interested in the frequency that is more than 1.5. Okay, so it will be between this, and this. Okay, so we've already been told that one of them is taller than 1.8. So that means the first child will be selected from 9. So we are going to have 9 out of 80 for the first child. So the second child could either be from here or from here. So that means the possibility is from these two for the second child. So that's 24 add 22. So I will go down and I will say, so the probability, so the first child will be 9 out of 80 because this one is taller than 1.8. Then the second one, and the second one will be 24 add 32 out of 80. So this will be 9 out of 80 times, this will add up to 56 over 80. So if you multiply these two fractions together, so you get 0.079. So that is the probability. So we can write 0.079 here as the probability of selecting two children that are taller than 1.5 meters, but only one of them is taller than 1.8 meters. So let's go to the next part. That will be 4C Roman figure 1. So here we are asked to complete the cumulative frequency table for the heights. So we have 2 here. So if you go back to the table on the previous page, you see that you have 2, then this will be 15, then this will be 39, this will be 71, then this will be 80. So this is what we're going to have here. So Roman figure 2, on the grid, draw the cumulative frequency diagram. So we need to scroll down here. So we have the height against the cumulative frequency. Okay, so we need to scroll down here. So the first one, when the height is 1.4, So 1.4 will be here. So the cumulative is 2. So it will be this point here. So I will just plot all the points at once. I have plotted the point here. So you can see the first one, 1.4 against 2, then 1.5 against 15, then 1.65, that's the middle here, against 39. Then we have 1.8 against 71 up here, then 1.9 against 80. So the next thing is to join the points together to have our cumulative frequency curve or diagram. So this is what you're going to have. So you can use your French curve to join the points better. So let's scroll down for the next question. So use your diagram to find an estimate of the interquartile range. So the interquartile range will be Q3 minus Q1. That is, Q3 is for the upper quartile and then Q1 is for the lower quartile. So to get the Q1, so we have to look for Q1. The position of the first quartile will be 1 times n over 4. So in this case, n is equals to 80. So it will be 1 times 80 over 4. So that will be equals to 20. So that's the 20th position. So let's go to where we have 20. So it is this place here. So I'll need to trace it to the curve. So I have traced the 20th position to the curve here, and I traced it down here to the height, and you see that the height is 1.5152.53.54. So Q1 is equals to 1.54. So I'll say the Q1, the lower quartile is equals to 1.54. Then I need to do the same thing to get the upper quartile. So for the upper quartile, so that is Q3. Let me write it here. Q3 is equals to 3 times 80 over 4. So if you do this, 4 here 1, 4 here 20, 3 times 20, that is the 60th position. So I will go up and 60th position here and trace it down here, just like what I did for this. I have also traced the 60th position to the curve, and I traced it to the corresponding height, and it is here. That is 1.75. So that is the upper quartile, and the lower quartile has already been calculated. So if I scroll down a little bit, so I'll say that Q3 is equals to 1.75, then minus the lower quartile, which is 1.54. This will be equals to 0.21. So that is what we're going to get, 0.21 meters. So next we need to calculate the 60th percentile. So to get the position of the 60th percentile, so it will be 60 times 80 out of 100. So if you do this, it will give us 48 position. So we need to go back to the grid and look for 48. For 48 is here, so we'll trace it to the curve and look for the corresponding height. I have traced the 48th position to the curve and traced it to the corresponding height, and this is 1.69. so that will be the value. So I'll scroll down and I'll write 1.69 meters. So that will be a solution to that. So let's scroll down for the next question. So the next question is question 5a. A cone has base diameter 8 centimeters and perpendicular height 15 centimeters. So that means if you take the center here like this, so this will be 4 centimeters, and the height, if you trace it down here, So the height is given as 15 centimeters. Calculate the volume of the cone. So the volume of the cone, let's scroll down a little bit. So the volume of the cone is already given 1 over 3 times pi r square h. So in case you don't know, so volume of a cone is 1/3 of volume of a cylinder. So if you key in the values like this, 1 over 3 times 3.14 times the radius is 4 centimeters, that's squared, times the height is equals to 15 centimeters. So if you take your calculator, so the volume will be 251.2 centimeter cube. So let's scroll down. So a label completely covers the curved surface area of the cone. So calculate the area of the label as a percentage of the total surface. Okay, so that is the label as a percentage of the total surface area of the cone. So the curved surface area A of a cone with radius r and slant height L is given as A equals to this. So the curved surface area is given as pi r L. So we need to find the value of the slant height. So for that reason, so let's draw out the rectangle from this shape here. So I can draw out this rectangle here, the height 15 centimeters, the radius 4 centimeters, and this is the slant height L over there. So I'll draw out the triangle there. So it's going to be this, of course. So it will be this. So I already know this to be 15 centimeters. So here is 4 centimeters. So this is not drawn to scale. Okay, and this will be L here. So this is a right angle triangle. So we can easily use what? The Pythagoras theorem, that is L squared is equals to 15 squared add 4 squared. So 15 squared add 4 squared will give you 241. Okay, 241, and the value of L will be square root of 241, that is 15.5 centimeters. That's the slant height. So we cannot calculate the curved surface area. The curved surface area is equals to pi RL, and that will be equals to 3.14 times the radius is given as 4 centimeters times the height, that's 15.5 centimeters. So if you do this, so this will give us what? It will give us one. The area of the curved surface area will be equals to 194.68 centimeter squared. So that will be the area of the curved surface area. So then we can now calculate the total surface area. So let me put C here. So that is area of that's the curved surface area, and we know that the curved surface area is the area of the label part of the given shape. So then the total surface area now will now be equals to the curved surface area. Okay, that's the curved surface area plus area of the base, that is the base area. So the base area is area of a circle, that is pi r squared. So that is what we need to do. Okay, so plus pi r squared. Of course, the curved surface area has been calculated to be 194.68. So 194.68 centimeters squared. Then if you plus 3.14 times 4 squared, that will be the base area. So if you do this, everything will add up to 244.9 centimeters squared. That will be the total surface area. So now we can now get the percentage, okay, as the curved surface area, that is 194.68 over the total surface area 244.9, then times 100%. So if you do this with your calculator, it will give you 79.5%. So that's the solution. Then the next one will be the B part. An empty cylindrical container has radius 0.45 meter. 300 liters of water is poured into the container at a rate of 375 milliliters per second. Find the time taken in minutes and seconds for all the water to be poured into the container. So let's scroll down a little bit. So we can say that the speed is equals to volume over the time, and that will be equals to, so we can easily make time the subject of the formula. So the time will be equals to volume over the speed. So but the volume is in liters, as you can see from here, and the speed is in milliliters. So we need to convert milliliters to liters, and that will be 375 divided by 1,000. So once you remember the acronym, let me write it up here. King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. So this is your base, where you have the liter, you have the meter, and you have the gram. So in this case, I'm using liters, so this will be milliliters. So it will be 1, 2, 3. So you have to divide by 1,000. So I will say the volume. So the time now is equals to the volume equals to 300 liters, then divided by the speed, which would be 375 over 1,000 in liters as well. So if I change this sign of division to sign of multiplication, so I have to flip 375 and 1,000. So that will be 300 L times 1,000 over 375 liters. So later will cancel later, so I have seconds here. Sorry, I skipped seconds here. This should be liter per seconds. So this should be seconds here and liter here. So that's good. So liter will cancel liter, so we are left with second here. So if you multiply this, it will give you 800 seconds. So you divide by 60, so that will be 13 minutes and 20 seconds. So that will be the solution. Then the Roman figure 2 part, calculate the height of the water in the container. So the volume is given us by r square h, and we know that the value of the volume is equals to 300 liters, and the radius is equals to 0.45 meter. So for us to calculate this, so we need to convert 300 liters to meter cube. So we have liter ratio meter cube. So 1 liter will give you 0.001 meter cube. So we want to get 300. We want to get the equivalent of 300 liters. So that means you say times 300 here. So to get this, so the same thing must be done here, times 300. So if you do this, this will give you 0.3. So that means 300 liters is the same thing as 0.3 meter cube. So we can now substitute the values into the formula. So we have 0.3, that's the volume meter cube now, then equals to 3.14 times 0.45 meter squared, then times the height h. So this will be 0.3 meter cube equals to 3.14 times. So if you do this, it will give us, that's if you do 0.45 meter squared, that will give us 0.2025 meter squared times h. So now we need to divide both sides by 3.14 by 0.2025 meter squared. So we do the same thing here. we have 3.14 times 0.2025 meter squared. So the whole of this, we cancel the whole of this, so we are left with what? H here. Then if you take your calculator and do this, it will surely give you 0.47. So this will be 0.47 meters. So that is what you get when you divide 0.3 meters by 3.14 by 0.2025. So that is the solution. So let's go to the next question. So that is question 6a. A sequence has nth term to be n out of 2n at 3. Find the first 3 terms of this sequence. Give your answer as fraction. So when n is 1, you have 1 out of 2 times 1, 2, 2 plus 3. So you have 1 out of 5 as the first one. Then when n is 2, you're going to have 2 out of 7. And when n is 3, you have 1 out of 3. So the Roman figure 2 parts, the kth term of this sequence is this. So what's the nth term is given as n over 2n plus 3. So the kth term now, so that means we need to substitute for k. So it will now be k out of 2k plus 3. And we are told that the kth term is equals to 12 out of 25. So that means you can say you have 12 out of 25. That's the kth term. Okay, so we want to find the value of k is equals to k over 2k plus 3. So if you cross multiply here, so we are going to have 25k. That's 25 times k. 25k equals to 12 into 2k plus 3. So if you expand this, you have 25k is equals to 12 times 2k, that is 24k, add 12 times 3, 36. So if you bring this one to the left hand side here, you have 25k minus 24k to be equals to 36. So that is k is equals to 36. So the value of k is 36. So you can try that. If you substitute 36 into this, you should get 12 over 25. Find the nth term of each sequence. So if you look at the first one here, we have to identify the type of sequence. So you say this, take away this, you will get 7. Then this, take away this, you will get 19. So if you do 69 minus 32, you'll get 37. If you also do 130 minus 69, you get 61. So this is the first difference, and we don't have common difference. So let's continue again. If you do 19 take away 7, you get 12. So if you do 37 take away 19, you get 18. And if you do 61 take away 37, you get 24. So this is second difference, and we don't have common difference. So continue again. So 18 take away 12, you have 6. Then 24 take away 18, you have 6 again. So this is the third difference, and we have common difference. So that means this sequence is a cubic sequence. And to do that, anything you have here, your common difference is 6. So you divide it by 6. So anything your common difference is, you divide it by 6. So then multiply by n cube. Okay, so this will be 1n cube. Okay, so that means part of my answer is what is n cube. Okay, so I'll use this n cube. So let me rub off this to have more space. We have the initial sequence, so which is 6, 13, 32, 69, and then 130. Then I will now use n cube to form new sequence. So the new sequence now will be when n is 1, so that will be 1. When n is 2, so this will be 8. When n is 3, So this will be 27. When n is 4, this will be 64. And when n is 5, this will be 125. So I will now subtract the new sequence from the original sequence. So if I do that, so this will give me 5, 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 this will give me 5. So since I have a constant here, so that means I just have to add 5 to this, okay, and that will be the sequence. But let's say after we subtracted this, we got a new sequence. So in that case, that will be a quadratic sequence. So we'll repeat the same steps, okay, and we'll get another term here. So by the time we'll continue again, it will give us another sequence, which will be a linear sequence, and then we'll just continue to add them until we are done. Okay, but for now, this will be the solution to this. You can confirm this. When n is 1, we should get 6. So let's see. 1 cube is 1, add 5, it is 6. So when n is 2, that's the second term, we should get 13. So 2 to the power of 3, that is 8. 8 add 5, that is 13. And so on and so forth. So let's go to the Roman figure 2. So which type of sequence is this? So if you look at this very well, so you'll notice that you multiply this by a half, okay? So by a half, that's 1 over 2. So by a half, 1 over 2, and by a half, 1 over 2. So anytime you are multiplying by a constant, that means you have a geometric or exponential sequence. So what you need to do here is very simple. So I have my initial sequence here, and the constant you are using to multiply is 1 over 2. So I will say 1 over 2 to the power of n. So that is what I'll have first. So that means part of my answer is this. Okay, so I'll use this to generate a new sequence. Okay, so okay, I can write the initial sequence. Let me write it out again. The initial sequence will be 100, 50, 25, 12.5, 6.25. So I'll use 1 over 2 to the power of n to form a new sequence. Okay, so that is if n is equals to 1, so this will give me 1 out of 2, 1 out of 4, 1 out of 8, 1 out of 16, then and so on and so forth, 1 out of 32. So I don't necessarily need to do everything. So if you look at my new sequence, you see that my new sequence does not give me the initial sequence. What will I multiply by each of the terms in the new sequence to get each of the terms in the initial sequence? So you see that, of course, so I have to multiply this 1 over 2 to the power of n by 200. So if I do that, so I will get each of the terms in the initial sequence. So let's test this. So when n is 1, so I have 1 over 2 times 200, it will give me 100. So when n is 2, so it will give me 1 over 4 times 200, and that will be 50. Okay, so that means this is correct. So this will be my nth term. Okay, so I have to rearrange this very well. 1 over 2 is same thing as 2 to the power of negative 1. That's 1 over 2, then multiply by the power n times. I can write this one. I want to write this one in such a way that I can get base 2 there. So that will be 8 times 25. I can write 8 as base 2. So this will be 2 to the power of minus 1 times n minus n times 2 to the power of 3 times 25. So if I use this now, that will be 2 to the power of, this is multiplication law of indices here. So it will be minus n plus 3, which you can write as 3 minus n. Then this will be like this, then times 25. So if I want to write this now, I can say 25. So let me erase this. So the nth term will be 25 into 2 to the power of 3 minus n. So 3 minus n is same thing as minus n plus 3. So this is the nth term. Okay, So let's go to the next one. That will be question 7. The diagram shows the straight roads between town A, town B, and town C. AC is equals to 60 kilometers as illustrated here. CB is equals to 87 kilometers here, and B is due east of A. So that means the angle here. So let me show it. The angle here is a right angle. So we can easily get the remaining part by saying 90 minus 38. That will be 52 degrees. That will be the angle here. That is this angle here will be 52 degrees. So the bearing of C from A is given as 038, as you can see here. So show that angle ACB, so this angle, we want to show that this angle is 95.1 degrees, correct to one decimal place. So to do this, we need to firstly find angle B, because we cannot find ACB directly. So we can use sine rule to find angle B. So let me write by the side here. So I know that 87, that's this side, over sine 52, okay, then it's equals to this side 60 over sine B. Okay, so if you cross multiply, so sine B will be equals to 60 times sine 52 over 87. So sine B will give you, sine B will be equals to 0.5435. So if you take sine inverse of both sides, so B will be equals to 32.9. So angle B will be equals to 32.9 degrees. Okay, so we can see that angle ACB and angle 52 degrees and angle 32.9 degrees add up to 180 degrees, because they are angles in a triangle. So that means you can say angle ACB is equals to 180 degrees, take away 52 degrees, take away 32.9 degrees. So obviously, so this will give us, this will be equals to 95.1 degrees. So that has been shown. So let's go to the B part. So without stopping, a car travels from town A to town C, then to town B. Before returning directly to town A, the total time taken for the journey is 3 hours 20 minutes. Calculate the average speed of the car for this journey. Give your answer in kilometers per hour. So what you need to do here, we need to find side AB and add it to 60 kilometers and 87 kilometers to get the total distance covered. So let's sketch out the triangle. So this is what we have, like this. Then we have angle A, angle B, and angle C. So this place is 60 kilometers. So here is 87 kilometers. So here is 95.1, and I think we found angle A2. Angle A is 52. So angle A is 52 if you want to put it there. And then this one, angle B, is let me see, 32.9. Okay, so 32.9 here. So that means we can use sine rule or cosine rule. It depends on you. So since I want to find AB, so I can say using cosine rule, AB squared equals to 60 squared plus 87 squared, then minus 2 into bracket 60 into 87, then cos 95.1. So that is what you use to calculate side of AB. So you can easily press this one inside the calculator. Okay, so you need to be very smart. AB squared is equals to, so if you do all this, you will get 1297.06. Then if you take square root of both sides, then AB will be equals to 120. 10 kilometers. So already we know that AC, so the total distance now will be, so the total distance traveled, okay, will be addition of 60 kilometers, add 87 kilometers, add 110 kilometers. So the total distance traveled will be 257 kilometers, 257 kilometers. So that's the total distance traveled. Then we know that the time, so the time, okay, is giving us 3 hours 20 minutes, 3 hours 20 minutes. Since the average speed must be in kilometer per hour, so we need to convert this to hour. So that will be 3 hours plus 20 divided by 60. That will be in hour now. So if you do this, you'll get 3.33 hours. So then average speed, the formula for the average speed equals to total distance over time taken. That will be 257 kilometers divided by 3.33 hours. So if you do this, you get 77.2 kilometer per hour. So that is 77.2. So that will be the solution there. So the next question is question 8. So show that the equation y equals to this can be written as this. So what you need to do is to expand this. So y is equals to, you have x minus 4, okay, so into, so we need to expand x plus 1 and then x minus 2. You have to multiply these two together, and if you do that, that will give you x squared, so minus 2x plus x minus 2. So it will give us x minus 4 into x squared. That will be minus x minus 2. Then we can now use this to expand this. So if we do this, we're going to have y to be equals to s cubed minus x squared, that is x times s squared. So x times minus x, then x times minus 2, that will be minus 2x. Then we'll use minus 4 to multiply the three terms here. That will be minus 4 times s squared. So you have minus 4x squared. Then you have plus 4x. Then you have plus 8. So if you solve this further, so if you rearrange very well, you see that you have y to be equals to x cubed minus 5x plus 2x then plus 8. So that is what we're going to have here. Then let's scroll down to the Roman figure 2 here. So on the diagram, sketch the graph of y equals to x cubed minus 5x plus 2x plus 8, indicating the values where the graph crosses the x-axis. So to do this is very simple. So we already established the fact that this is the same as y equals to x minus 4 into x plus 1 into x minus 3. So let me write it here. So this is same thing as y is equals to x minus 4, x plus 1, then x minus 2. So this will help us to get the y and the x intercept respectively. Okay, so from this now, let me call this one 1. So from 1, so let's say y is equals to 0. So if y is equals to 0, that means I want to get the what? I want to get the x intercepts. So that's the meaning. Okay, I want to get the x intercept. So if y equals to 0, that means equation 1 will become x minus 4 into x plus 1 into x minus 2 equals to 0. So that will be x minus 4 equals to 0. Then that implies that x equals to 4. Then we have x plus 1 equals to 0. That implies that x equals to -1. So we have x minus 2 to be equals to 0. So that implies that x equals to 2. So that means the x-intercept will be x equals to -1. So I can put -1 somewhere here on this point. So I have -1. Then I have the other one to be 2. So let it be somewhere around there. So we have 2, x equals to 2, and the fourth one, x equals to 4. So that is so let's remove this to have more space. Okay, so that is what you need to do. Then I need to have intercepts on y axis as well. So for me to get intercept on y axis, so that means I need to set x to be equals to 0. Okay, so here if x equals to 0 here, so that means I'm going to have y equals to then -4 into 1 into -2, because x will be equals to 0 out here. So that means y will be equals to 8. So that means intercept on y axis, that will be equals to 8. So I can illustrate it here, somewhere here. So let this place to be 8. So I'll put the value there. So I need my stationary point. To do that, we have to find the y, the x. So I can easily scroll down. Let me make use of that. So let's write out the equation. You have y to be equals to x cubed minus 5x squared, then plus 2x plus 8. So the y, the x, will be equals to 3x squared minus 10x plus 2. So our stationary point, the y dx is equals to 0. So that means I can have 3x squared minus 10x plus 2 to be equals to 0. So if you solve this, you get the values of x to be equals to 3.1, or x is equals to 0.2. So now you need to substitute each of these values into y. So when x equals to 3.1, so if you substitute, you get the value of y to be equals to -4.1. And when it's equals to 0.2, if you substitute here once again, you get y to be equals to 8.2. So that means the coordinates of the stationary points are 3.1, -4.1. That's the first point. And the second stationary point is 0.2, 8.2. So that will be the second one. So we can easily illustrate these two stationary points on the axis here. So let's scroll up. So the first one will be when x equals to 0.2. 0.2 will be in between 0 and 2 here, and the corresponding y value will be 8.2. So let's scroll up. So that means a point. So let's remove this. So that means 0.2 and then 8.2, it will be above here. So there will be a point here. Okay, and the second one is 3.1, and the corresponding y is -4.1. So 3.1 will be around here, and the -4.1 will be down here. So that's the -4.1. It will be here. So the next thing we need to do is to find the behavior of the curve, okay, before and after each of these points. Okay, so that's what we need to do. So to do that now, we need the second derivative. Okay, so we are sure that the curve will cut -1, 2, and 4. Okay, so you just want to know the behavior of the curve, okay, before and after these 2 points here. This one here, as in my two stationary points. So let's scroll down. So we need to use the second derivative to do that. So from there I can remove this one, so I can find the y, I can find the square y the x squared from here. So since this is the y the x, so the square y the x squared will be equals to 6x then minus 10. So I'll need to put my stationary point there. When x is equals to 3.1, so the square y the x squared will be equals to, so let's key in the value here, it will be 6 into 3.1 then minus 10. So this will give us 8.6. So we can say the square y the x squared is greater than 0, which means it is positive. So let's scroll up a little bit to where you have 3.1. So that means it is positive. That means it is increasing, going up like this. So that means before it is coming down, so it's going up, that's positive. So that means before it was coming down. Okay, so that will be the point. So we have minimum point at 3.1. That's what we're going to have here. So let's get the second behavior. So let's get the behavior of the second point, that is 0.2. So when I can easily remove this, when x equals to 0.2, so the square y the x squared will be equals to 6 into 0.2 then minus 10. So if you do this, you will get minus 8.8. So that means the square y the x squared is less than 0. It means it is negative. So if we go to the grid up here, so that means negative means it is coming down, that's the after. So that means that's decreasing. Okay, and that means it was increasing before it. So that is maximum point. Okay, so this is the behavior, so before and after. So now we are going to join this. So of course this is the intercept on y-axis, it must touch this point here. So now I'll need to draw this properly so I know how it's going to come now. So permit me to remove this so that I can join them together. So permit me to also remove this one too. Okay, so it will touch here like this. So let me join, I want to join this point, this point, this point, this point, this point, and this point together. So I have joined these points, this point, so this point to this point, to this point, to this point, and to this point. So that is the curve. So let's go to the next question. The graph of y equals to x cubed minus 5x squared plus 2x plus 8 has two tangents with a gradient of 10. Find the equations of these two tangents. You must show all your working and give your answer in the form y equals to mx plus c. Okay, so what we're going to do is very simple. So the gradient is the derivative of y. So since y is given as this, okay, so the y, the x will be equals to 3x squared minus 10x then plus 2. And we already know that the y dx is equals to 10. So that means I will say 10 is equals to 3x squared minus 10x plus 2. So if I rearrange this very well, I have 3x squared minus 10x plus 2 then minus 10 equals to 0. Then finally 3x squared minus 10x then minus 8 equals to 0. So we need to solve this quadratic equation. So if you solve this quadratic equation, you get x to be equals to minus 2 out of 3 or x equals to 4. So we need to get the y value. So what is the value of y when s equals to minus 2 over 3? And what is the value of y when s equals to 4? So we need to substitute into this, that y equals to x cubed minus 5x squared plus 2x plus 8. So if you, when x equals to minus 2 over 3, so y will be equals to minus 2 over 3 all cube minus 5 into minus 2 over 3 squared, then plus 2 into minus 2 over 3, then plus 8. So you can use your calculator to do this. If you press your calculator, okay, you get 112 out of 27. That means the point, the coordinates of so that means the coordinates will be minus 2 out of 3 comma 112 out of 27. So this is a point where one of the tangents passes through. Okay, so we need to do the same thing for x equals to 4. Okay, so let's scroll down a little bit here. So when x equals to 4, so that means we're going to have y equals to 4 cubed minus 5 into 4 squared, then plus 2 into 4 plus 8. So if you press this, if you input this into your calculator, y will be equals to 0. That means you have 4 comma 0 as the second point where the second tangent passes through. From here, it is easy for us to get the equations of the two tangents. So we know that the gradient m is given as 10, and we have 1 point to be 4 comma 0. That is, this will be x1 to be equals to 4 and y1 to be equals to 0 for this one. So using the equation of a straight line that passes through this point 4 comma 0 will be y minus y1 equals to m into x minus x1. So it will be y minus 0 equals to 10, that's the gradient, into x minus 4. So this is y equals to 10x minus 40. So this is equation of one of the tangents. Okay, so for the second one, we still have m to be equals to 10. So we have the coordinates of that point to be minus 2 out of 3 comma 112 out of 27. So this is the point. So it means that x1 for this one will be equals to minus 2 over 3. Then y1 for this one will be equals to 112 over 27. So using the same equation, so we know that, okay, let me write here. So y minus y1 equals to m into x minus x1. So we have y minus y1 is equals to 112 over 27 equals to m, which is the gradient, 10 into x minus 2 out of 3. So you can write this as y minus 112 over 27 and equals to 10 into, so these two signs will combine together to become positive, x plus 2 out of 3. So we need to expand this. So that will be y minus 112 over 27, then equals to 10x, then plus 20 over 3. So we can now rearrange properly. So that will be y minus 112 over 27. Okay, no. So that will be y equals to 10x plus 20 out of 3, then plus 112 out of 27. So you can do this. So you can write this. Let's add these two together. It will be y is equals to 10x plus 292 over 27, and that is the same thing as y is equals to 10x plus 10.8. Okay, so that is what we're going to have. So I can write y equals to 10x plus 10.8 for this one. For the first one, it will be y equals to 10x minus 40. So that will be solution to that question. So the next question will be question 9. Simplify this. So this will be equals to 3 to the power of 3 x squared times 3, then y to the power of 4 times 3. So this power of 3 is meant for everything you have there. So this will be equals to 27 x to the power of 6, then y to the power of 12. So you can have 27 x to the power of 6, then y to the power of 12 here. That will be the answer. So let's scroll down for the row figure 2. So here, this one is the same thing as 1 everything over, you can say 16 out of x to the power of 16, then y to the power of 8, then everything to the power of 3 over 2. So this is the same thing as 1 out of, you have 16 to the power of 3 over 2, then over x to the power of 16 times 3 over 2, then y to the power of 8 times 3 over 2. So this 3 over 2 is meant for everything in the bracket as well. So if you do that, that will be equals to 1 out of, okay, this one will be 16 to the power of 3 over 2, then over, we're going to have 2 here, 1, 2 in 16, 8, then 8 times 3, 24. So we have x to the power of 24. Then here, 2 in 2, 1, 2 in 8, we have 4, 4 times 3, 12. We have y to the power of 12. So this is what we're going to have here. So don't forget that this 1 over is reciprocal. So that means this is the same thing as x to the power of 24, y to the power of 12 over 16 to the power of 3 over 2, which is same thing as root 16, then to the power of 3. And this will be equals to x to the power of 24, y to the power of 12 over 4 to the power of 3. And this is the same as x to the power of 24, y to the power of 12, then over 64. So this is what you have here, and you can easily put your answer. And if you want, you can see factor out this 12 here. That is to have, you can still have x to the power of 2, then y everything to the power of what? 12. So because you can factor out 12 there, then over, then 64. Okay, so I can have x to the power of 2, then y here, then to the power of 12 here, then over 64. So that will be my solution here. So I can remove this. Okay, so that is the final answer there. Then the b part, we are to factorize this. So this is the same thing as x squared minus 3 squared, and this is difference of two squares to be x minus 3 into x plus 3. So I have x minus 3 then into x plus 3. That's my answer there. So the round figure 2, we have to simplify this. Okay, we know that the numerator is already x minus 3 into x plus 3, then everything over. So if we factorize this, we are going to have 2y into x minus 3, then plus 5 into x minus 3. If you factorize the denominator, so this is the same thing as x minus 3 into x plus 3, then over 2y plus 5 into x minus 3. So x minus 3 will cancel x minus 3 here. That means I'm left with what? X plus 3 over 2y plus 5. So that is the solution to that question. So let's go to the next question. Solve the simultaneous equations. You must show all your working and give your answers correct to 2 decimal places. So let's proceed. We have 2x plus y to be equals to 7. So let's call this equation 1. Then y is equals to 5x squared plus 2x minus 13. So let's call this 2. So let's put 2 in 1. So we're going to have 2x then plus 5x squared plus 2x minus 13 then equals to 7. So if you rearrange this very well, we're going to have 5x squared plus 4x, that is this and this, add up to 4x, then minus 13. Then let's bring this 7 here. So minus 7 equals to 0. So finally, we're going to have 5x squared, then plus 4x minus 20 is equals to 0. So here, let's scroll down. So using quadratic formula, so we have a equals to 5, b is equals to 4, and c is equals to negative 20. Then here you're going to have x to be equals to minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac, everything over 2a. Then x will be equals to minus 4 plus or minus square root of, we're going to have 4 squared is 16. Then this will be plus 400. That is, if you do minus 4 times 5 times minus 20, you have minus 4, that's plus 400. Then everything over 2a, that will be 2 times 5, that will be 10. Okay, so if you solve this, okay, so let me group these ideas. So if you proceed, you get have x to be equals to minus 4 plus or minus square root of 416, everything over 10. Then you have x to be equals to minus 4 plus or minus 20.4 over 10. Okay, so that's what you have there. So here you're going to have x to be equals to minus 4 plus 20 over 10, or you have x to be equals to minus 4 minus 20 over 10. So if you solve this, you get x to be equals to 1.64, or x to be equals to minus 2.44 minus 2.44. So that's what you get here. So that means I can scroll down here. So the value of x, so that means x equals to 1.64 and x equals to minus 2.44. So next is to find the corresponding value of y. So if you substitute into equation 2, you have y to be equals to 5 into 1.64 squared, then add 2 into 1.64, then minus 13. Okay, so if you input this, so you get the value of y to be equals to 3.73. I have 3.73. So that means when x equals to 1.64, y is equals to 3.73. So the same thing I will do for x equals to negative 2.44. So y is equals to 5 into minus 2.44 squared plus 2 into minus 2.44, then minus 13. So if you do this as well, we get the value of y to be equals to 11.89. So that means when x equals to negative 2.44, y is equals to 11.89. So that's the value I'll get there. Now let's go to the next question. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H is a cuboid with a square base of side x centimeters. So CG equals to 20 centimeters, AG equals to 28 centimeters. Calculate the value of x. So from here, we can draw a line to connect A and C together like this. So we want to find the value of x. So we can use what we have here, like AG squared is equals to, because this is a right angle, so from triangle ACG, so we know that AG squared equals to AC squared plus CG squared. But we know that AC squared equals to AB squared plus BC squared. So AC squared is equals to AB squared plus BC squared. So that means I can substitute AC squared into this one here. So that means I have AG squared to be equals to, so AC squared is same thing as AB squared plus BC squared plus CG squared. So let's substitute the values. So we're going to have 28 squared to be equals to x squared plus x squared then plus 20 squared. 28 squared is equals to 2s squared plus 20 squared. So I can collect like times. 28 squared minus 20 squared equals to 2s squared. So if you press this from your calculator, it will give you 384 equals to 2s squared. If you divide both sides by 2, so you get 192 to be equals to s squared. And finally, if you take square root of both sides, so that means x will be equals to square root of 192, and x is equals to 13.9 centimeters. So that's the value of x. So let's go to the last part. So this is going to be another one still on a cuboid. The diagram shows a different cuboid, JKLMNPQR. So MR is given as this, correct to the nearest centimeters. KR is given as 7 centimeters, correct to the nearest centimeters. Calculate the lower bound of the angle between KR and then the base JKLM of the cuboid. That means we need the angle between this. Let's draw a line here like this. Okay, fine. So we need this angle. So let's call it theta. So I can draw out the diagram. So I have a right angle triangle like this. So this is angle 90 degrees. So theta is here. Then I have K here. Then R is here. Then M is here. So MR is given as 30. Then KR is given as 37 centimeters. So we want to find the lower bound of the angle between the base and then KR. So this is the angle we want to find here. So from here, it is obvious that we have opposite against hypotenuse. So I can scroll down. From here, it is obvious that sine theta is equals to MR over KR. Okay, then we can find we can take sine inverse of both sides. So theta will be equals to sine inverse of mr over kr. Okay, so now this is the angle between the mr and kr, but we need to find the lower bound of the angle. So to get the lower bound of the angle, so we need the lower bound of mr and then upper bound of kr. So now for mr now, so lower bound of mr, so that's what we need now. So lower bound of mr will be equals to, that is 30 minus 0.5, so that will be equals to 29.5, and we need upper bound of kr. So upper bound of kr will be equals to 37 plus 0.5, and that will be 37.5. So that means the lower bound of the angle will now be theta equals to sine inverse of 29.5 over 37.5. Okay, so let's scroll down a little bit. So that will be theta equals to sine inverse of 0.78 0.7867. So if you press your calculator, so theta will be equals to 51.9 degrees. So you have 51.9 degrees here. So that will be the lower bound of the angle between kr and the base jklm of the cuboid. So I must appreciate you for taking your time to follow through the solution. If you are seeing this channel for the first time, please kindly subscribe to my channel, as it means your subscription means a lot to me, and you can as well share the link with your friends for them to enjoy the solution as well.